All right. Hello, everybody. We can start. Good afternoon. I'm John. We'll be doing yoga together today. Might be some others joining us. I'm John. I do beginner level yoga. Beginner. Kind of reconditioning yoga, if that's what you need. We start a yoga class just to take a moment to sit. This is called easy pose. Pull your lower back in, shoulders set. Try to have your neck going straight up and down. Deep breaths. Before we get started doing yoga, we like to take a moment, separate ourselves from the rest of the day. Take a moment for ourselves. Take a moment to let mind, body, breath, soul flow together in a celebration of life. As we do our yoga, try to breathe only through the nose. That might be difficult if you haven't done it before. It's well worth trying. You have to open your mouth to breathe, that'll be fine. But try to breathe only through the nose. When you can get to where you can do an hour session of yoga, breathing only through the nose, it is my opinion, it's my experience that it makes you feel better breathing all of the time, the whole rest of the day. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose as you do your yoga. Let's get warmed up. We'll start with rolling out the neck. So bring your hands to your knees, pull your lower back in. Don't let your shoulders shrug. Pull the shoulder blades down. And then keep your neck bones going straight up and down, but drop your chin to your throat and then roll your head all the way around one way and then roll it all the way around the other way. And do that again. Try to keep the neck bones straight up and down so as you roll your head around, you're feeling those long muscles that control the neck. And if you haven't done that in a while, you'll feel little pulls and crackles and things there. All right, let's take in a deep breath forward, pulling the back straight. Just take a moment to look over your right shoulder. Remember, as you do this, your eyes will go further than your head will. So make a conscious effort to actually get your head to turn. Try to have the neck straight up and down and try to have the nose pointed over that shoulder. And then let's look in the opposite direction, look to the left. And again, neck bone straight up and down. Try to point your nose straight over that left shoulder. So when we look left and right when we do yoga, try to not just go with the eyes, but turn the head. Looking forward, inhale the arms up, reach up, stay here for a moment. Lengthen your arms from side to side just for a moment. Let it feel good to lengthen through your spine. And then inhaling up here, bring your right hand down behind you. Look over your right shoulder, backbone straight up and down. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. There's a tendency here to like lean back or lean down. I'm going to try to have that backbone straight up and down and get a good twist through your spine from your shoulders to your hips. Let's do that to the other side. Inhale your arms up, reach up for a moment. And then let's do a spinal twist to the left. Left hand behind you. Backbone straight up and down, neck in alignment with spine, and try to look over that left shoulder. And looking forward, inhale the arms up, reach up. And bring your arms down beside you. That's Jasper. Let's go on to the hands and knees. You came here for this. Let's go on to the hands and knees. Have your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. And from here, we're going to go through cat and cow to get the backbone moving. So start with a straight back. Take in a deep breath here. On an exhale, arch your back up. Pull the belly button in tightly. Drop your head down low. This is called cat pose. So you're arching your back like a scaredy cat. And now we'll go into cow pose. Sway your back, belly button down, chin lifted, tailbone up. So feel your backbone move. Try to feel every vertebrae from tailbone to neck. And let's go through this on our own. Exhale into cat and then stay here, breathe. Let this feel good. Let moving your backbone feel good. Inhale into cow. So you're swaying your back here. Tailbone up, chin lifted. Exhaling into cat. And then staying here and breathing. Let this feel good. Pull that belly button up tightly. Try to feel every bone in your back move. And then inhale. Come into cow. Stay here and breathe. Belly button down, tailbone up, chin lifted. Again, every bone in the back has moved. And let's come back to table pose. Your back is straight. Let's curl the toes under and we'll come to downward facing dog. So come up off of the knees, come onto the toes, push the tailbone up into the air. Ears between your arms. And now from here, walk your hands back to your feet. Slowly roll up here. And reach all the way up. Just reach up with both arms. Stay here for a moment. Lengthen through your sides. Reach up. Make this the best reach up you've had. You've reached all day long. Inhale up here. And then on an exhale, come down. Ragdoll. Let the upper body simply hang. Look between your knees. Look behind you. Let this feel good. You can sway a little bit from side to side. And then slowly roll your back up. Slowly come up. Reach up. And again, stay here. Lengthen through your spine. Make yourself taller. The weight of the world crushes us down all day. Lengthen through your spine. See if you can become a little taller. Inhale up and then pull the belly button in tightly. Let the upper body hang. Ragdoll. And from here, walk your hands out to table pose. So come on to the hands and knees. We'll come into balanced table pose. Do cat and cow again just for a moment, just to let your back move. Let it feel good for a moment. All right, table pose, hands and knees. Let's start with the right leg going straight back behind you. Now you can point your toe, or you can flex your foot to point the toe down, or you can point the toe back, either way. So right leg up, try to have the knee straight, try to have the leg parallel to the ground. And now this is called balanced table pose. If you would like to, you can take this left arm and bring it up and forward. But you don't have to. Remember, you can keep both hands onto your mat, or you can stay here with the left arm up. Now, think about diagonal strength across your back from your left shoulder to your right hip. And then come back down to table pose. From table pose, let's do the same thing on the other side. So take your left leg back and then take your right arm forward. Remember, you can keep that right arm on your mat the whole time. That's going to be fine. Or if it feels good, go ahead and take that right arm forward and feel strength diagonally across your back from your right shoulder to your left hip. And come back into table pose. Your back is straight. Let's try the hard one. Take your right leg back. Keep your right hand on your mat, or if you can, take your right hand up, your right arm up. Very good. Come down for a gentle landing. That's pretty wobbly there. See if you can do it on the other side. Remember, don't take the hand up if that's not you, but take that left leg up. And if it feels good, take your left, take your left arm up. All right, down for a gentle landing. Now, both knees wide. Rock your tailbone back as far as it'll go. Walk your fingertips out a little bit and drop your elbows down to your mat. And then lay your head all the way down to your mat. And take a moment here to relax and breathe. Just take a moment here. Let this feel good. And now rock forward to lay onto your tummy. We're going to come into locust pose. And this is to work the back muscles, specifically the muscles closest to the backbone, closest to the spine, from the neck to the tailbone. So we all want to have good, strong backs. All right, so with locust pose, with the knees straight, take your legs off of the mat. And then pull the shoulders up and around. Pull your wrists back towards your hips. And pull the two halves of your back together. So think of the center of your backbone, like it's an open book, and you're trying to pull the left and right sides in toward the center. Pull in tightly. All the muscles from your neck to your tailbone pulling in toward the center. And now take a break, hands palms down under your chin. Lay your head to one side. Wiggle your hips. Let that feel good. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Now let's do this again. Hands by your hips. Knees straight. Legs up. Shoulders up and around. And the two halves of the back come together. Deep breaths. And hands palms down under the chin. Lay your head to one side and wiggle your hips. Now we'll do this one more time, and I want you to do something that you can do that I can't do. You might be able to do. You might be able to bend your knees and reach back and grab your ankles, okay? And if you do that, arch your back and lift your chin. That'd be called bow pose, but I can't do bow pose. You might not be able to either. So just do locust pose with me. But if you can do bow pose, it would be fun for you to do bow pose. All right, one more locust pose. Hands by your hips, knees straight, legs up, shoulders up and around. Pull the two halves of the back together. Deep breaths. And now if you would like to, lift your chin, bend your knees, grab your ankles, and then arch your back up. Really try to curve your back if you do that. So otherwise, just stay here in locust pose with me. Feel the muscles of the backbone pulling together toward the center. Very good. Hands, everybody come down for a gentle landing. Hands up near the front edge of your mat, knees a little bit wide, and rock back. Tailbone back. Let your head come all the way down. Elbows all the way down. Let your head drop down. This is one of our dogs. This is Kirsa. She's come to visit while I'm doing yoga. She will every once in a while. All right, I'm going to do one more thing for the back. Let's do elbow plank. We'll just do one of these tonight. So remember, as you do elbow plank, you don't have to be on your toes. You can do elbow plank like this. Just come onto the knees instead of the toes. So one elbow plank tonight, either knees or toes. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Now in elbow plank, you want to try to have a straight line from your neck to your ankles. Usually what happens is the hips stick up or they sag too low. So try to have a good straight line from neck to ankles in elbow plank. Very good, everyone. Rock back, knees wide. Let your lower back sort of open up a little bit. Drop your head and shoulders down. Wiggle your hips. And come around to a seated position. Make sure, seated position, but make sure that you can lay back. Head and shoulders are going to land on your mat. And go ahead and do that. Lay your head and shoulders back. And just stay here for a moment. Now we're going to do boat pose, and we'll do this 3 times. So just watch me for a moment. For boat pose, for yoga, we're going to work the tummy. And I'll go through this, but remember, you don't have to do boat pose. So for a good boat pose, we're going to balance on our tailbone. The knees will be straight. We don't want the head and shoulders coming forward, but we want to have our back as straight as we can. The neck wants to come forward, so we want to have the back, the neck in alignment with the backbone, and have the legs to come up as best we can. It's okay to have the knees bent here in boat. So we want to try to be able to do boat. We can always hold on to the knees when we do boat. So when I say boat, you can hold on to your knees and rock into boat like this. You can hold on to the front of the knees, or you can hold on behind the knees, either way. When we do boat, you might not want to balance on your tailbone. You don't have to. You can lay back and just hold a crunch. So whenever I say boat, just lift your shoulders off the mat. Stay here. Don't pull on your head, but just lift your shoulders up. And if that's really hard, whenever I say boat, again, don't pull on your head with your arms. Hold a little bit of the weight with the hands. Just lift your head up. If you just do that, you're working your abs. So you don't want to jump into this and hurt yourself. Okay. So if you need to take it easy tonight, take it easy tonight. If you need to do the crunch instead of boat, do that. That's going to be just fine. Okay. I like to do these in threesies, so we'll do 3 boat poses together. And again, when I say boat, you don't have to. You can come into the crunch. All right. Get ready. And let's come into boat. Deep breaths. Did I put it so you can see dog hair on the bottom of my feet? Probably so. Deep breaths here. Try to have the back straight if you can. And now everybody lay back for a moment. It will feel really good to grab your knees and pull your knees tightly into your chest. You can pull from the shins, or you can grab behind your knees and pull the knees in tightly. Now we're going to do boat 2 more times. So a couple of deep breaths here. And we'll get ready to do boat number 2. We're not going to hang out here, just resting. Going to go ahead and push right on through for boat number 2. So go ahead, come into boat. And do crunch if that's what you'd like to do. That's going to be fine. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. And let's go ahead and lay back. This time lay back with your hands behind your head and let both knees go together. Let them go to one side, but let them go slowly. Involve the hips. And then let the knees roll slowly over to the other side. Involve the hips. Just do that just for a moment. Let that feel good. And you get all the way to one side. Stay there for a moment and let the hips feel it. And because 3 is the number, we'll do one more boat pose. Remember, you can just hold a crunch. You can hold on to your knees as you do boat, or you can just lay back, take a break, deep breaths. Nice, and then lay all the way down. Take your thumbs to the floor overhead and slide your hands away from your body. Take a moment here to lengthen through your spine. Let this feel good. Just stretch a little bit. Take the hands away from the feet. Try to become the longest person that you can become. Lengthen through the spine. And then from here, bend both knees up just a little bit, but keep your heels on the floor. So knees bend up just a little bit. The heels are on the floor. On a big inhale, both arms come straight up. When you see your hands, exhale, sit up and touch your toes. Not controlling it. Gently, let's come all the way back down. So just go slowly. And when you lay all the way down, slide your arms, thumbs along the floor. Take a moment here to lengthen. Lengthen through your spine. And then bend the knees up just a little bit. Heels still on the floor. Inhale, both arms up. When you see your hands, exhale. Touch your toes. And one more time. Just come down for a gentle landing. Slide your thumbs along the floor away from your body. Lengthen through your spine. Let this feel good. And one more time, bend the knees up just a little bit. Inhale the arms up. Exhale. Touch your toes. Come around onto your tummy. Then from here, curl your toes under and we'll come to downward facing dog. Stay here for a moment. Now rock forward to an up dog. Come onto the tops of your feet. Look up. And then from here, put your knees down and drop your head back. And use this for a tummy stretch. Let your hips gently rock from side to side. Don't let your shoulders collapse here. Just try to feel a good stretch across your tummy. Very, very good. And now from here, curl your toes under. Come to down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Slowly roll up. Reach up. And then let's close in mountain pose. Very good, everyone. Now we'll start with 3 sun salutations. I'm going to take these slowly. I want you to modify to make sure that you're okay. But what we do with a sun salutation, stand up, lay down, stand up again. This is very good for us to be able to do. I'm rehabbing from shoulder injuries, so this is very, very hard for me. So just take your time with it. If you're having troubles, don't hurt yourself, and just think that you'll be able to do these things. Inhale up, reach up, gently come down, look between your knees, look behind you. Now from here, walk your hands out to push-up position. Come to the low push-up position or yoga chaturanga. Lay onto your tummy. Flatten out your feet. On a big inhale, come into cobra and look forward. So you're not using your arms yet. You're using your lower back muscles. You're pulling your chin up and pushing your belly button down. Knees straight. Try to keep your heels together if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Now we're going to come to up dog on our knees. Push up, look up, stay on the knees for now. And now curl your toes under. Rock back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Slowly come all the way up. Reach up and close in mountain pose. That's one sun salutation. We're good. Let's do two more. Inhale up. Dive down. Walk your hands out to plank, the upper push-up position. Come down, low push-up, chaturanga. Lay on the tummy. Big inhale, look forward for cobra, use your back. Push up, look up, up dog, you're on your knees. Curl the toes under. Rock back, down dog. And walk your hands back to your feet. Slowly come up. Reach up. Mountain pose. Very good. One more. Here we go. Inhale up. Dive down. Walk your hands out. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Up dog. Rock back. Down dog. And walk your hands back to your feet. Slowly up. Reach up. Mountain pose. Very good. Shake out your shoulders. Come to the front edge of your mat. I'll go this way to start with. We'll do a warrior series. So start at the front edge of your mat. Mountain pose. Inhale up. Dive down. Now here, lift your chin and look forward. Hands to your shins. Chin lifted, back straight, tailbone up. Now take your left foot back to a lunge. So for a good lunge, the chin is lifted, the chest is to the thigh. If you can, both hands flat to the floor. Try to have a straight line from your neck through your hips to the heel in the rear. Now we're going to come into warrior one. So turn the foot in the rear to the side. Bring your upper body up. Now for warrior one, hands to your hips. Twist your hips to face forward. Experiment with your lunge. Now you can stay right here if you like. Try to not lean forward here. Backbone is arched a little bit, but we're going up and down. If you can, arms come up, fingertips up, shoulder blades down. Deep breaths. If you have an injured shoulder, when you do warrior one, you can bring your hands together and then use the buddy system to let the strong shoulder help the injured shoulder. And we'll change to warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten out your front knee for a moment. Turn your hips to the side. So for warrior one, our hips face forward. For warrior two, they come to the side. Don't let your torso lean forward when we go into warrior two. Experiment with your lunge. You don't have to have a lunge here. As you're learning, you can keep that front knee straight. Arms come out, shoulder blades down, backbone straight up and down, neck in alignment with spine. Pull the shoulder blades down. Take your gaze over your right arm in the front. Warrior two. Deep breaths. Try to breathe only through the nose. Very good. Reverse warrior, palm up in the front. You can straighten out that front knee if you like. Bring your right arm up. Drop your left shoulder low. Look up a little bit. And if it feels good, come back into your lunge. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. So drop the left shoulder down, right shoulder up. You'll feel a good stretch through your right side. And from here, we're going to come back to a lunge. So circle your arms all the way around. Come into a lunge. Rear foot comes forward to a fold. And then slowly bring your upper body up. Shake out your shoulders. Very nice, everyone. Take a moment here. Just come to mountain pose. Facing forward. Just bend your knees for a moment. Come down. Facing forward. And go as low as you can with your heels still on your mat. And then with your thumbs to your heart, just slowly come back up. Good. Shake out your shoulders, shake out your ankles. Come to the front edge of your mat. We're going to take the right leg back this time. So get ready for a lunge. So front edge of your mat, mountain pose. Inhale and reach up. Gently come down. Lifted forward fold, look forward. And this time we're going to take our right foot back for a lunge. So right foot comes back. Chin is lifted, looking forward. And the hips want to stick up in a lunge. Try to get a straight line from your neck through to that heel in the rear. The knee might want to sag. So try to get a good straight line. If you can, both hands to your mat. If not, then you're with me. Let's go to warrior one. So turn the foot in the rear to the side. Upper body comes up. Remember, we can experiment with this lunge. Hands on your hips. Twist the hips to face forward. Experiment with your lunge. You can keep your hands on your hips as you're learning this. That's fine. However, once you get used to it, the arms come up, fingertips up, shoulder blades pull down for warrior one. And again, if you have shoulder problems, you can always let your stronger arm help your weaker arm with range of motion. Try to breathe only through the nose. And we'll go to warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten out your front knee. Turn your hips to the side. So for warrior two, the hips go to the side. Look over your left shoulder. Arms come out. Don't let the shoulders shrug. Pull those shoulder blades down. Experiment with your lunge. Your torso wants to lean forward. Fight against that. Deep breaths. And then turn the palm up in the front. Remember, for reverse warrior, you can straighten out that front knee if you like. Drop your right shoulder down. But if you keep the lunge, you feel a deeper stretch through your left side. Take a moment here, let reverse warrior feel good. And then sweep your rear arm all the way around to a lunge. And this time come to downward facing dog. Alternate the knees back and forth. And then drop down onto the knees, knees wide. Rock back, elbows down to your mat. Head all the way down to your mat. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Nice. Now from here, let's roll around onto our backs. Grab behind your knees, lay back, pull the knees in tightly. Stay here for a moment and breathe. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Grab your knees at the shin, right where the shin and the knee meet. Take your knees a little bit apart, and with your backbone all the way down on the mat, pull your knees down. Just pull them straight down and a little bit out to the sides. Just pull down here, let that feel good. If it feels good, with your right hand, grab your right foot, and with your left hand, grab your left foot, and just lay back. If you can't do this, just hold on to your knees, you're fine. If you can grab your feet, then one foot at a time. Just see if you can straighten out that leg, holding on to the foot. And then bend the knee and then try the other leg. Does the other leg want to straighten out? Try to lay flat on the ground as you do this. If you can do this, this is called happy baby pose. Now take a moment, grab your hands together behind your knees. Let your upper body relax. Stay here and breathe. Just hold your knees up above your heart. From here, let's rock forward to a seated position. Take both legs straight out in front of you. Have your heels on your mat. Switch around a little bit. Have your heels on your mat. There we go. Inhale your arms up, reach up. And then on an exhale, come forward. Now grab your knees, grab your calves, or if you can, grab your feet. Once you come forward, take in a deep breath here. Try to get your backbone straight and think about what your lower back is doing. When it comes to this kind of flexibility, your upper back is going to be very flexible, most likely. It's the lower back that wants to be stiff. So we have to really coax the lower back into this stretch. So take in a deep breath here, and then with your back straight, push your lower back down. Feel those lower muscles, those lower back bones, push down and forward. Take in another deep breath here. Push your lower back down and forward. You'll feel yourself pulling your belly button forward. Now take in another deep breath here, lower back into this, and this time, let your upper back go ahead and finish the job. Let the upper back come down. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then gently release, come up, no everybody. Bring the soles of your feet together. So, backbone straight, chin lifted. Now this is an inner thigh stretch, so we want to have the back and the shoulders set, and let's pull the knees down. Let's pull down hard. Deep breaths here. And then gently release tension. Grab your right foot by the bottom. lift your right foot up and put pressure right here on the hamstring. If it doesn't want to straighten out, that's okay. But just give it a try. Remember, pressure right here. And it takes a while if you're not there yet, but one day it'll straighten out. So just be careful, don't rush it. And try to have your back straight, your shoulders set, your neck lifted, your chin lifted. You don't have to smile. If you smile in times like these, people will think you're up to something. So let's switch sides. Put pressure right here. And then if you can, straighten it out. Deep breaths. If you can do that, then think about what the rest of the body is doing, what's your backbone doing, what's your shoulders doing, what's your neck doing. Deep breaths here. Very good. And then bring this leg back. Now, make sure your head is going to land on your mat. Leg all the way down. Bring your elbows out wide, straighten out the legs. Bring the elbows out wide. You can bring your hands, palms down out wide as well if you have plenty of room. Take your right leg straight into the air. Bend the right knee. Bring the right knee over to the left side of your body. If it feels good, grab that right knee with your left hand. Now your right hip is up into the air. You're standing on your left hip. Turn your head to the right. Push that right shoulder back to the right and gently pull your right hip over toward the left. So think of a straight line through your backbone from your neck to your hips, and your shoulders are going to the right, and your right hip is twisting over, going toward the left. So what this creates in yoga is a spinal twist. Go ahead and bring your right leg back, straighten it out, give it a wiggle. And a spinal twist twists and turns all of the internal organs. Elbows out wide, hands out wide, left leg straight up. Turn your head to the left, bend your left knee. Drop your left knee all the way over to the right. If it feels good, grab your left knee with your right hand. Pull that left hip up into the air. Turn your head left and try to continue pushing that left shoulder down toward the floor. So here we're getting a good spinal twist in the other direction, all along the spine from the shoulders to the hips. The internal organs are enjoying a nice twist. And then gently release. Straighten out your legs on the mat and give them a wiggle. Let your hands be comfortable. Come down beside your hips. We like to end a yoga class just laying quietly, so stay right there. Close your eyes. Try to relax. That's one of the hardest things for a human being to do. So see if you can take a moment for yourself. Quiet the mind. The mind can be a very busy busy place. Let's take a moment, quiet the mind. How can you do that? One way is to bring your thoughts to your breath. Feel every breath as it fills the lungs. Feel its life-giving energy as it touches your heart, instantly flowing through the body, everywhere at once, bringing life. Quiet the mind. Follow the breath. Follow its energy as it flows deep into the body. Let mind, body, breath flow together in a celebration of life. And when that happens, maybe, just maybe, the soul can be free from the bonds of this earth. The soul can be free to do what it does best and reach out to touch the face of God. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Come to a seated position, back straight, legs comfortable. Well, I hope you enjoyed doing yoga with me this afternoon. So glad to have you all. We end a yoga class with the word namaste, and that means when I look into your eyes, I see the spark of the divine. Namaste.